Hi, friends. A very warm good morning to one and all. Here I am presenting my seminar topic based on the novel The Palace of Illusions, written by Chitra Banerjee Divakarni. She is one among the famous Indian writer, and her novel The Palace of Illusion is a retelling of the greatest epic of India, the Mahabharata, and we can see that the entire novel is embellished with the elements of supernaturalism and is narrated from the perspective of Panjali and traces her luxurious life in rich palace and thereafter her hardship in exile. And this retelling of the ancient Hindu epic, the Mahabharata, we can see the elements relating with Hindu mythology, and it narrated from the point of view of Panjali. And also, she considered as a princess who is born from fire. And also by this novel we can see that it is in the form of Bildungsroman that records Panjali's process of gaining wisdom about human life and the world. And here we can see her brother Dri. The Palace of Illusions takes us back to the time of the Indian epic, the Mahabharata, a time that is half history, half myth, and wholly magical. Through her narrator Panjali, the wife of the legendary five Pandavas brothers, here Divakarni gives us a rare feminist interpretation of an epic story. The novel traces Panjali's life, beginning with her magical birth in fire as the daughter of a king before following her spirited balancing act as a woman with five husbands who have been cheated out of their father's kingdom. The novel traces Panjali's life, and we can see that Panjali is swept into their quest to reclaim their birthright, remaining at the brothers' sides through years of exile and a terrible civil war. And we can see there are some predictions about Panjali. By that we can understood that she grows up in the palace of her father, King Drupad, who wants to seek revenge on his nemesis Drona. When Panjali was young, the sage Vyasa foretold that Panjali would become a great and powerful queen, married to five husbands. However, we can see that Vyasa also claims that Panjali will be the cause of great destruction in her kingdom. So, throughout Panjali's life, the god Krishna acts as a guide and a confidant to her, because we can see that in her complicated friendship with the enigmatic Krishna, or her secret attraction to the mysterious man who is her husband's most dangerous enemy. And Panjali is very fairy female voice in the world of warriors, gods, and ever manipulating hands of fate. Okay, we can see that there is a archery contest is happening in the palace of Panjali. Here we can see that when Panjali is old enough to be married, King Drupad hosts a contest to find her a husband. Karna, a great warrior, is initially the only one who passes the contest archery test. But Panjali humiliates him by asking who his parents are, though he cannot answer the question, and also Karna walks away humiliated. And Arjun, one of the Pandava princes, steps in and wins a tournament, Panchali travels home to Arjuna's family. But unfortunately, we can see that his mother, that is Kundi, insists that Panchali marry the remaining four Pandava brothers. The Pandavas went into hiding after their cousin Duryodhan tried to kill them in a fire. After Panchali marries the Pandava brothers, King Bhishma divides their kingdom between the Pandavas and the Kauravas, the latter of whom are led by Duryodhan. The Pandavas The Pandavas build up the prosperous city of Indraprastha and take up residence in the Palace of Illusions, a magical structure that Panchali grows to love. During a visit, Duryodhan falls into a pool and Panchali's attendants laugh at him, causing him humiliation. The next time the Pandavas visit Duryodhan, Yudhishthir, the oldest Pandava, bets away the Pandavas' palace and freedom in a game of dice. As a result, Duryodhan takes possession of the palace of illusion, while Panchali and her husbands are exiled to the woods for 12 years. During her exile, Panchali's sole focus on revenge. After living in exile for 12 years, the Pandavas go into hiding in a neighboring palace. While disguised as a maid, Panchali scorns the advances of Prince Kijak, who threatens to rape her. Panchali and her husband Bhim murder Kijak. As a result of this violence, the Great War breaks out between the Pandavas and Kauravas. Many people who are close to Panchali, including Drupad, Karna, Dri, are killed in the war. After hearing of Krishna's death, soon after the war, Panchali's husbands decide that it's time for them to die and transition to the afterlife. Panchali and her husbands realized that it is the best time to avoid all the worldly pleasures and they want to attain the moksha, that's real salvation. For that, we can see that they died, and here at the end, Panchali is united with Karna in heaven. In the heaven, she united with Karna. That is what we can see in this end of this novel. Chitra Banerjee Divakarni, in her retelling of the Mahabharata, The Palace of Illusions, portrayed the story through Draupadi, that is, Panchali's eyes, making her the central character. And she is the cause behind the major events of the plot due to her impulsive decisions and rebellious nature. Her interpretation of everything around her gives the epic altogether a different shape, where one gets to see how she chooses Arjun over Karna despite being more inclined towards the latter. It was due to the former's lineage and position in social hierarchy, whereas both possessed equal capabilities, or probably the latter possessed more. The Palace of Illusions can be considered as one among the major contribution of Chitra Banerjee Divakarni in the not only in the Indian English literature but also in the one among the world classics. And I think that you got an overall idea about the plot of this novel, The Palace of Illusions. So thank you so much.